Hey Anna, hey anybody else who chimes in. Lillian, I know you've been chiming in and making some comments on the video. I'm Annie, for those of you who don't know me. I'm with Just Be Free Life Coaching, Just Be Free Life Coaching, and we are at my coffee shop, my built-in coffee shop here at my house. I decided today to take some time before I did my workout. That's why I'm still in my workout clothes, and just have a little bit of coffee with you. I actually have it today. This has been my go-to cup. I got it from my granddaughter, Xylee, probably a month or two. I don't know. Time has gone by so fast these last couple, actually the last couple of weeks, the last month. I've been working on our car show at church. I had such a great experience yesterday. My husband drove me to the neighborhood that's right by our church, and I told him that I wanted to make face-to-face contact with each of the houses that bump up against our parking lot, so that they know that they're invited, number one, if they're wondering what's going on, and number two, just to let them know what is going on in their backyard. I had such a great conversation with several people. I am going back, I was thinking this morning, I went back in time. It actually started yesterday. Okay, so like my thought process is just kind of bling, bling. I feel like one of those blinking lights where the light bulb doesn't know if it wants to shine or not. Anyway, I had a conversation with Pastor yesterday and was telling him that when I first went to college, that I knew that God was talking to me through a hymn that we sang the last Sunday I was in church. It was called "Hark the Voice of Jesus Calling," and it's about a song where a hymn that Jesus is calling us basically to do his work here on earth. And I had told him that it was not my intention to do church work. I was going into economics. And honestly, I'm so glad that he changed my heart and my mind on that. Anyway, by the time I was in my second year of college, I ended up going down to Texas and did a Hispanic internship down there. Really loved the culture, was learning Spanish. I was pretty good at understanding Spanish, fluently speaking. I was not there, but I was eager to know more. I then transferred from the college, Concordia, then it was Concordia College. Now they're all this Concordia University. They've grown. But I was at Concordia College in St. Paul. I transferred to Christ College in Irvine. They're sister colleges. Now they're both Concordia, in the Concordia University system. I thought it would be a better fit because I really wanted to get into Hispanic missions. While I was there, I did do a whole lot more. My heart changed. I wanted to do ministry. When I graduated college, I didn't go into my internship right away. What I did was I did a mission trip, and I went to the Fiji Islands for a month. It was a working mission trip, so we did work. We did a repair job on a church that lost their roof in a typhoon. And then we also did ministry with the kids. We did puppets and telling the gospel to the people there that we were staying with. And it was both Fijians and those that came from India. That was my first big trip, because I had done other trips, like with the Hispanic internship And then while I was in college, we went to Mexico City and Tijuana. So I did quite a bit more local, I would say. So going to the Fiji Islands was a big trip. My first, after my internship, I did a mission trip with a Christian rock band, Mylon Lefevre and Broken Heart. I went with them over to the Philippines, and it was there that I had a love for the Filipino people, and we ministered both to them in several cities. And also at that time our Navy was still there, so we went to Subic Bay, and there was we did concerts there, etc. And that was my exposure, my first exposures to like being in another country. When I got back to the United States, I stayed in San Diego, and that's where I met my husband. And then it was, and that changed my life. My husband, I then saw myself as more being the military. So my life exposure to the military became greater. So my heart is for missions, for the military, and as the years, Jim and I have been together now for, oh goodness, 1990 to now, so 32 years. And in that time, I've even gotten to go on some mission trips. I went with my best friend, Rita. We went to Costa Rica on a mission trip. That was a medical mission trip. I went with my friend Michelle Stanek to Haiti. That was a really interesting, that was actually a sports one. That was a sports camp, and I am not athletic, so, and neither is Michelle. It was a big language barrier down there. We actually were trying to teach the girls that were at the sports camp how to sew with sewing machines. That was just that was a different one. Where else have I gone? There's just been in numerous places that I've went, and now going back to yesterday, my heart has really been with missions. It hasn't ever stopped. I've been always thinking about how, what could I do? I would, this morning I felt like God was telling me, you have not missed the missionary mark. Your community, I'm bringing the mission field to you. I actually, when I was visiting with the neighbors that bumps up to our parking lot, we have at least 3 different ethnic groups in our, just on our perimeter of our church, and so I'm very excited about that. I am from the Midwest, and so the comment was, well, actually Anna had said, even in Iowa, and yeah, we have a lot of different culture here, and I'm excited to be able to expose our church. I come from a more German, I think it's Scandinavian type. I'm associated most with the German because that's my background. And so exposing them to more culture. I know that they get it in our community, but in our church, we're pretty bland, honestly. We're pretty bland, and I would like to have it spiced up a bit. I was used to that, especially being in the military, and in the military, you're thrown in among all kinds of different cultures, and so I'm excited that we are going to have that opportunity, and then it's just to get our congregation excited about it, reaching out to different cultures, because there is that fear. We do have that fear. that was one of the things down in California in my internship that I found kind of frustrating, because I was very much wanting to minister to the Hispanics because there's a lot of Mexicans that were down there. In fact, we were the minority as whites, but in our church, we had no Hispanics. And so I would like to see that changed in here in our congregation. We'll see. I have a feeling that that is part of the heart of the Lord, because he tells us to go make disciples of all nations. And so we get to start in our own backyard. Anyway, thanks for having coffee with me. Thanks for showing up. And this coffee cup is just so pretty. Anyway, I just wanted to give you some of that background, that some of the things that came to me as I was reading in my Bible today. I was actually reading about Elijah and how God sustained him and kept him during a drought. He drank from the brook, and the ravens brought him meat and bread to feed him. And then he went to the widow, and she fed him. And then the miracle that happened that helped her with her faith and who he was and who he represented. And that's what we do. We represent God in our community. And so go out today, represent God. And I'm hearing sirens right now, so I need to pray for those who may be needing help. I just hope that you have a great day. I looked at my time, like 12 minutes. So if I was in Toastmasters, Lillian, I know you, you're laughing right now. If I was in Toastmasters and if it would have had to be a 5 to 7 minute speech, well, I think I need to work on that. Anyway, Annie with Just Be Free Life Coaching, Just Be Free Life Coaching, and thank you for coming to my coffee shop today. Have a great day.